feelings in honor of the new camera angle. Comment down below and let me know if you enjoy it, by the way. We're also going to go with a new reading, which is called If Not Now, Then When. And it's basically going to highlight something you should get started or start implementing, or, you know, take daily steps towards making it a new normal. And if you don't do it now, when will you have the chance to do it again? So we are going to have 4 piles today. Let me get a pick of the piles. Okay, so we have hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. We have carrot, opportunity or windfall. We have bowl, plenty of material things. And we have wall, misunderstanding. I find it highly interesting that all of the cards have double letters in them except this one. And this is also the same one that isn't a solitary item. Like a wall is just a wall, a carrot's just a carrot, a hammock is just a hammock. Well, actually, no. A hammock, you could put something in it. Like a person, just like a bowl, you could put something in it. I don't know. I just find those interesting. So this is a clip of the piles. Feel free to pause the video if necessary. Of course, the description bar, you will find the timestamps. Feel free to stick around to see which number is associated with what pile. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip side. You're tapping into the wall energy of misunderstanding. If not now, then when? If you don't voice this misunderstanding, I feel like it can honestly snowball into a big thing later. But let's tap into what this is. We're gonna tap into some tarot. I normally don't pull tarot too often, so let's see what comes out. What is this misunderstanding? We have destiny that was left on the table, so we're gonna keep that. This is also change for the better. It's giving me the impression that, okay, look in the back of the card. We have one person and we have multiple animals. Also, when it comes to the Wheel of Fortune card, typically Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, all fixed signs, which are pretty stubborn, are shown or found on this card. Also with this card, and like I mentioned, the person with all the animals, it's giving me like animals move on instinct. And you're someone who's starting to move with more control, maybe more sense of awareness, you know, less animalistic and more like a person. And that could be a misunderstanding because it's giving me like, if I'm a dog, if you're a dog, I'm a dog too. It's a song. If you're a dog, I'm a dog too. And it's making me like see a vision of your friends or your family or some like-minded community where they thought you were all on the same page and you kind of evolved a little faster than them, and there could be a disconnect now, a misunderstanding. It's also making me think of a movie with this like maybe film strip and like the old-fashioned movies that they put on the projector. And there's something about like being recasted for the sequel, like someone didn't make the cut. And maybe that's not it. Like maybe that's how they perceive your evolution, but to you that's not the case, which is why there's this misunderstanding. So I feel like there's something you need to, you know, mention now before it's too late, because if not now, then when? We will find out. So tell me more about this situation and this misunderstanding. Ooh la la. Major Arcana on Major Arcana. We have the Magician. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Mercury-ish energy, which is like Virgo-ish energy. But it's kind of the culmination of all the minor arcana, which is cups, which represent emotions, wands, which represent potential and the physical, and you have pentacles, and you got swords, and the thoughts, and the mental, physical, spiritual, all the things, all right? And it's the culmination of all the things together that brings you to a sense of confidence, that puts you in a position where you feel like you can get shit done. So I feel like if your friends, you know, think you guys are all on the same level, and then you just have this glow up or this evolution of yourself, you know, you're in this bad bitch era, bold bitch era, confident era, they might feel, there's this misunderstanding where they're, oh, all of a sudden you want to feel like you're a bad bitch. And it's not maybe because they're a hater. It's more like they don't know how to perceive the new you. They don't know how to perceive the fact that they themselves don't know how to move forward or match your energy. If you've always kind of been in line with someone, you guys are always matching the same energy, having the same thoughts, feeling, kind of in flow with each other with the same frequency, and your frequency elevates, or you take kind of a leap and they don't know how to get to that point. And if they were real friends, they would support you. They would be like, oh my God, what's the secret? How you jumped from here to there? But if they're a hater, they're going to be like, oh, you're acting brand new and we really don't like the stench. And that will also hurt, sure, but it will be a reflection of who is truly a reflection of you and who is truly supporting you just by the comments they say. So maybe it's a misunderstanding you could clear up, but for some people it's not going to be a misunderstanding. It's going to be a new wall that's built, and it's just going to be like they might shut you out, and that's a part of growth. Tell me more about this misunderstanding. Because you just evolved. You're like, why are we still in the same place we've always been in? I'm trying to welcome in this good luck and this good fortune and this new cycle. This new cycle where I believe in myself and believe in my capabilities. And you can only encourage your friends but so much. You can only tell them they're beautiful, they're kind, they're loving, they're generous, they're worthy but so much. And if they don't believe themselves, it's not your fault. It's not your business nor your responsibility to sit on pause and twiddle your thumbs or sit on the sidelines and wait for them to catch up. Oh my God. We have the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy. Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana. And it's basically... you can guide the horse to water, but you cannot make it drink, right? There are steps that you've been guided to take. There are moves that you've been guided to make. And you can't hang around in the background no more. It's making me think of a mob of people is what I see on a platform or a music video. That is what I'm seeing, a music video. And some people are background characters, making the party look lively, making things feel full, making it seem like people are on the scene. And there's people that are in front of the camera that's going to be directly with the artist. Maybe they look cute, they know how to hold eye contact, they got charisma, and you're someone who has charisma, but you're like, I'll be in the back of the party with my friend who's socially awkward or conscious of themselves, or who doesn't know how to have a good time, who doesn't know how to get out of their head, whatever the case may be. And you've been in the background with them for this whole time, and you are like, oh, it's loyal by sticking around. No, I don't know if your friend didn't know what you were capable of, but if your friend knew of your capability to shine and still kept you in the dim, in the dark with them because of comfort, treating you like an emotional support pet, honey, no. Honey, evolve. Take the steps you're guided to take. All right. There's a tradition you follow, I feel, of, with this in their hand, it's making me think of a magic wand. You take the tradition of playing the role of fairy godmother, where you're trying to fix it for everyone and make sure everyone's good for it, or good off or well off, something like that. And the misunderstanding could be that you don't want to hold people's hand anymore. You don't want to coddle anymore, right? This wand, instead of buppity boppity doo on somebody else, bippity boppity boo, right? I know the words. It's just a lot going on right now. It's like you want to be the conductor. You want to hold the stick that leads the flock, right? So it's like you're moving into a different energy. Exactly. The Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning, this new opportunity, this new foundation, this new you that you want to invoke and you want to explore. And then on the bottom of the deck, we had Six of Wands, which is victory, recognition. So some of you could be getting attention for your beauty, for your clothes, for your mind, for your fearlessness. And you're not even someone necessarily that brags about it, because I see the crown up here. It's like not even wearing the crown. You hold the crown as a representation, but you're not throwing it in people's face. It makes me think of if you're in a relationship, or if you're married, right? Some people will be all over each other, sitting in each other's laps in public and giggling and haha. And you're someone who is very cautious of the feelings of other people, right? So maybe you wear your ring as a necklace. Maybe you don't do too much PDA or holding hands because you know that there's single haters out there, like single people who's hating and like snarling and giving evil eye out the corner, right? And it's like it's not your job to focus on the people that have nothing to do with you, right? Because your flock maybe people who are in a relationship. The people who recognize you are people who appreciate your glow and your shine and your force. I feel like you're a force to be reckoned with, is what I'm hearing. And the people who really care for you are going to put you on a pedestal. They're going to wish you thrived and want to see you win. Like, think about certain YouTube creators, maybe. And there are some people I see and I'm like, oh my God, I've seen you since you were 14. And not that I actively follow you, but I just wish the best for you. And I hope you get all the things, because it doesn't even have to be a YouTube creator. You could meet a random stranger on the street that's fucking kind. And you're like, oh my God, I wish you have the best day. I wish everyone is a demonstration of how good humanity could be by interacting with you. Like, there's something like that. And people see you and they just wish the best for you. And if anyone is in your area not wishing you the best, shit gotta change, shit gotta go, and that's completely not okay. Tell me more about this misunderstanding. We have you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Which is kind of like, again, stop overthinking about what other people are going to perceive about you or what they think about what you're doing. Keep facing your true north, as in the Hierophant. You're being guided by your spirit guides. You're being called in a certain direction to move in a certain way. And you have everything you need to have this new beginning, to accomplish the goal that you're trying to do. And some people, which is why this misunderstanding could be, they feel like you're turning your back on them. Oh, you're moving to a better neighborhood. You don't know about us. You're going to a better school, a private school. You're not going to remember us. There's some, misunderstanding, but it's like you've already turned your back on this situation, and not turned your back in a disloyal way. It's very, you have to be loyal to yourself. You have to choose yourself sometimes. You chose other people for 10 plus years, right? 15 plus years. So now it's not that you're choosing to leave people and to turn your back on them. It's more though you're choosing a new opportunity. You're choosing a new beginning where for once you're going to see what life feels like when you choose yourself. And of course it might feel like a punishment because you're like, wow, I've already chosen myself and there's already this misunderstanding. There's already these walls up between people that I thought I would know forever. There's already a disconnect. But that's not a punishment for the actions you've taken. That's more confirmation. Confirmation that things should be better, that things should be different, that things were only the way they were because it was familiar, because it was a tradition, because it was a routine, but not necessarily because there was support. And if not now, then when? If this misunderstanding, and for some of you, I feel like you're thinking about facing your true north. You're thinking about taking these steps, but you don't want to turn your back on them. So you're like, oh, maybe not yet. Maybe I can hold off on this misunderstanding. Maybe we can wait till next summer or after this semester, or there's always going to be something. There's always going to be some new life event that you may convince yourself to put before your opportunity for change. And that's just the tradition of being a people pleaser. Something you have to get out of, something you have to rewire. And if they don't address this misunderstanding now, or if they don't take steps towards there becoming a misunderstanding now, when will they have the opportunity to do so again? When will the opportunity present itself? More than a year, okay? If you don't allow this to surface now, more than a year. For some of you, I mentioned you might be married, but you wear your wedding ring as a necklace to not, I don't know, bump feathers or something like that. But it's kind of like you want this good fortune, right? You want this wheel of fortune. You want to get out of the cycle of hiding. of dimming, of feeling like less than, right? Then take action now, because if not now, it will be more than a year till you find this courage again, till you find this culmination of planets, till you find this level of, I was gonna say like fed upness, like, you know, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of when something is about to boil over. I just seen a plane fly over. When something's about to boil over and you turn the heat down so it goes back down, but then you turn the heat up and it's about to boil over, but you just keep taking it down. Instead of taking the pan off of the stove, instead of looking to make sure the thing is cooked, you know, you're just trying to focus on the thing you could see, which is like the plate from boiling over. I forgot where I was going with that. Maybe I'll crop that part out. But if not now, it will be more than a year from now. Oh, and the point I think I was making was, if you let it cool down now, it's going to take a while to boil back up, to get to that point where it's like, I've had enough. And advice about this situation. Advice about the misunderstanding. We have, I am brave enough to embrace my full potential, even when others don't approve or understand. And honestly, I feel like that is the most perfect advice that could have come with this. You're brave enough to embrace your full potential of being a human, your full potential of evolving out of this instinctual behavior. And others don't approve or understand, you know, the naysayers, the people who don't realize or don't know how to achieve your level. And that's okay. And actually, we're going to do one more card. This is the Rebel deck. It has curse words on it. I feel like cursing. What's the last thing they need to know about this misunderstanding? Drop the fucking ego. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with everything. And until next time, bye. Hello, pile. We're going to have a revamp. Okay, bull, you're going to be pile 3. Plenty of material things. I feel like you knew that before I did because, you know, the timestamps were down below. But nevertheless, let's tap in. If not now, then when? If not now, going after material things, when will you be able to again? But we're going to tap further in. Plenty of material things. What do we mean by that? Okay, let's tap into some tarot. Clarify plenty of material things. Okay, immediately we have the King of Wands, a leader. An inspiring leader, a motivating, inspiring leader. Clarify bowl. We have 9 of Wands. A lot of wand energy so far, which is fire sign energy, which is Ceres. Ooh, which is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. But shout out to my Syrian star seeds. Shout out to my born-again villains. People who used to be on the dark side, but decided to use their sly intentions for good. Or not good, for better. That's what I heard. Clarify plenty of material things. We have the 9 of Cups. The 7 of Cups, and look at this card that fell right here. I'm gonna take it though. The 3 of Pentacles, and we want one more card. I knew it was gonna be a major arcana. We have Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy, going back to that fire energy I was picking up on. Let's see if we can. No, I was gonna move them all over, but I'll keep it pretty. We'll put that one there. And funny how this one's coming down here when it's dark, and this one is dark. And this card on the bottom was trying to come out, Page of Cups, but instead we got Justice, which is Libra energy. Two major arcanas right next to each other. And this card almost tried to come out with this, the Eight of Swords, which is about anxiety and feeling stuck, isolated, trapped. That could be a feeling you are feeling, which is maybe why you're hesitant about pursuing these material things. Because you're like, what if I'm in a position where I'm stuck? What if I'm in a position where I regret? And later I'm like, fuck, I needed that money. I did not expect to pull so many cards for you, but here we are. Death card tried to come out, which is Scorpio energy, but this card also tried to come out, Page of Cups, not Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, so I just put them both back. I did feel like the Death card would come out though, so maybe it'll resurface. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Tower instead of Death. They are similar. And then two cards, the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. But I only want one card to fit right here in this space, so let's try again. All right, we have the Ace of Swords. And bottom of the deck, Hierophant tried to pop out, which was Taurus. Taurus energy. All right. So much information that I wasn't expecting at all. The last group, I only pulled like 5 cards, and you guys have like 12 cards or something. Let me drink some water before I tap in. Okay, in regards to plenty of material things, and if not now, then when? Right now, you are in a position where you feel inspired to take action. You even feel like this is your last go around. You're giving it all you got. And you're actually coming out in a position where you're realizing your dreams. You're realizing how many options you really have available to you. Like maybe you are creative and you're like, oh, I can make art, but I can also make music, but I can also do photography, but I can also make music. Like you're recognizing just what is available to you. But also with your dreams being realized, I feel like you're also looking at the options of your purchases, because this is plenty of material things. You're like, I could buy a house, I could buy a car, what do I really need? I could buy a new wardrobe. And you're trying to figure out what's real, what's something you should pursue in reality, and what's something just like a fantasy dream that's maybe is a motivator that keeps you going, but not something you actually want to execute. Because like a lot of people are like, oh, my dream car is like a Porsche, and it's like, great, that's a dream that keeps you motivated. But if you live in a city that doesn't have a lot of parking and is prone to auto theft and doesn't really have the lane width on a highway to truly experience the fullness of that car, like, do you actually want it? That's like with a pet. Some people really want a pet, but it's like if you don't have the backyard to have them run around, if you can't afford to give them treats and stuff, like, is that a dream you really need to execute right now in these moments? And I feel like that's with you for a lot of things. You're trying to figure out which dream has to be realized right now in this moment. Which dream can you make come true? And kind of give yourself everything you want, and what things can wait till later, can wait till more. Like say you just reached your first $1,000, $10,000, something like that, and you're like, okay, well, what needs to be purchased right now, and what can wait till I hit my first million or something like that. I mean, the goal doesn't have to be that far off, like $1 million, but and who says it's that far off? I don't know you. $1 million could be totally achievable within a regular time span. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you're inspired to make moves, to give it all you got, to really give yourself everything you wanted. And you're in a position where you're like, well, what is it that I want? Um, and you could be looking at other people to grow or to study or to develop your sense of self or your abilities or your creativity. And then with temperance and justice, this is really giving the energy of moderation, of balance, of not trying to do too much, trying to stay like in that middle lane, in that sweet spot. And then the rest talks about competition, hard work, perfectionism, a new way of thinking, matching your thoughts and your actions. So, long story short, if not now, then when? Let's figure it out. If they don't execute now, when you release the resistance. You saw how quick that jumped out too? And you see how these colors are very similar, like clouds. Voices energy is swords energy. As you can see, the light is coming out of her head. Swords are about mental. So the Ace of Swords is a fresh new perspective, a new way of thinking, a sense of clarity. And I feel as though the clarity comes when you release resistance, right? So it's giving me the impression that if you don't take action now, if you don't follow, the courage you have to give it everything you got, you are just going to build back up that resistance. I'm seeing like a static television, right? But it's kind of, imagine it as like a wall between you and what you want. Think of it also as like, you ever seen the movie Tron? Think of like a video game platform, and there's this like fuzzy static wall that's keeping you from ascending to the next level. And you've gathered all your strength and all your inspiration to kind of pull the curtain open long enough for you to step through it. But if you don't, what am I thinking of? If you don't step through the portal now, it's almost kind of like this. Like if you don't step through the portal, it's going to slowly close and you're going to miss out on the opportunity. This is kind of it like it. It's like you shot. What did I just hear? I heard shine on a light and you're too late, and then you give love a bad name. I don't know. This kind of matches that born again villain energy. It's making me think of Megamind or that new movie, the animated one with the wolf, and I think it's called The Bad Guys, and they had like a revamp. But anyway, it's also making me think of Titan AE when he was taken by the electric villains, the little cyborg or alien something, and the way he got out of the jail was by making a hole in the electricity like force, but he only had a moment before the electricity kind of like fused back to whole. And it's saying there's this moment where, yeah, maybe you're feeling insecure and you're feeling isolated, like that card almost came out, but you're also in a position where you have more strength than you ever have, where you're in a position where you're like, okay, I want to get my good karma. Like I'm in a position where I want my sweet spot of life, and I'm not in competition with other people. I just need to work hard and do the things that I need to do. And there are some things you needed to break down to the foundation, some things you needed to rewrite about how you interact with people or how you can achieve this goal, but you will reach that clarity. So with plenty of material things, I feel like this isn't only just spending money, but recognizing how you can make money. And you've been in a position where you're telling yourself, oh, I'll be a musician one day. And you're trying to figure out if that's a dream or if that's something you can actually make a reality. And if you're in a position where you're like, wait, I can make that a reality, you're also in the same position where you feel inspired to take action. Because maybe in the past, you're like, oh, I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to excel in that, or I don't even know how I would be able to start that. But you're in a position where you're like, I don't know. Okay, because this is like crown chakra energy. This is like, I don't know how it'll happen. Like, I don't have the thought in my head of how I'm going to execute this, but I'm going to just keep showing up, and I know spirit will get it done. Again, with this sense of clarity, because maybe the resistance is, oh, I don't know how this will happen. I don't know how to execute. I don't know my clientele. I don't know my start time. I don't know a schedule. I don't know, and this, is making me think of, this owl is making me think of Harry Potter. And when I said serious, it was making me think of Sirius Black. And that's how I got that whole revamped villain energy. But it's kind of like Harry Potter didn't know anything about magic. He didn't know how he was going to defeat Voldemort, but he knew he would study and grow and learn from his people. And there were, certain things he was able to accomplish, and there were certain things that he couldn't. Of course, he had the dream of having his parents reunited and being with him, but like at what cost, Yeah, I could reunite with my parents if I die and we're all ghosts together. Like, that's not it. So even though you can't see the outcome, or you can't see how it's going to happen, or when it'll start, it's kind of like, just find the clarity is in knowing that it will happen. It will succeed. Someone will like your thing. It will catch on. It will get better. And the resistance is the feeling like you're isolated, feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you're trapped, feeling like you only have right now and this is the only moment and I can't do anything else and I have to continue down the path I've always been on. Like, you're walking towards the light now, right? You're entering a new cycle, a new phase, right? It's time for you to find your sweet spot. It's time for you to experiment. Let's get advice. Advice for the bowl group. Too many cards. But I hope that card comes out again. The color scheme seemed to match what was going on here. The bowl group. Too many cards. The bowl group. Tell me about the bowl group. Too many cards. Can we get advice for the bowl group? We'll keep it. I allow destruction to make space for creation. Destroying certain ideas for yourself, certain narratives for yourself, right? So some of you, you're destroying the narrative of being a villain and making space for creation. Like maybe in that era, in that chapter, you were experiencing the life of, not living your best life, or not living your kindest life, or your most generous life, or your most confident life, right? But you're destroying the things that hold you back. You're destroying the fear. You're destroying the consequence, right? The resistance to getting this done. And you're making space for creation, to grow, to improve, to explore your options. And then this is the Rebel deck. It has curse words on it, and I feel like cursing. So last card for the bowl group. We have, you need some fucking yoga in your life, which is more also like breath work, meditation, feeling grounded within your body. But since that really didn't want to pop out, I feel like with ancient shit is cool. It's like ancient shit, your ancestors, your roots, like getting back to your prime is what I just heard. But this is what I have for you, Group Bowl. I believe I said you were Group 2. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye. Hello, Group Carrot. Okay, I think you're going to be pile 3. I honestly lost count, so I don't know. We have opportunity or windfall. If not now, then when. All right, so let's tap more into this energy and see what this opportunity is or what's going on about that. I saw a lot of major arcana when I was shuffling, and there goes one as I split the deck. Leo. Shout out to Leos. It is Leo season. If you're watching this when I post it. Strength. A carrot. It also makes me think of like chasing a carrot. Maybe you're chasing a certain opportunity. And C does, C, chase, C, carrot. Okay. Tap more into this carrot energy. For pile carrot, what is this opportunity or windfall about? Ooh, we have the Lovers, which is Gemini energy. Ooh, and the Ten of Pentacles, and the Fool. I mentioned seeing a lot of major arcanas when I was shuffling. Page of Cups. And if I'm not mistaken, the Fool is Aquarius energy, like Uranus, Aquarius energy. Eight of Cups. Ooh, Nine of Swords. Okay, these are both in a similar energy, so we'll start this right here. It started out so strong, and then it went someplace else. Okay. What is this opportunity? Ooh, the King of Pentacles. Okay, we got the Death card that almost came out, but it also came out with this card, so we're not going to keep it. The Death card is Scorpio energy. The Death is about transformation, all right? And it also came out with the Six of Cups, which is about like nostalgia, childhood, young times, and it's making me think of the fact that you really need to transform out of your childhood narrative or childhood trauma or something that you're under the impression of that's holding you back. I feel like you've done the work where you've grown and you might have come out of this energy, but you haven't updated your narratives. So even though you have the tools to help you through, you haven't rewritten the script about who you really are. So you kind of get confused, or you get in positions where you're kind of like back where you started. One more card. Seven of Pentacles. All right. Let's see. The opportunity or windfall. Trust that you will make a choice out of love, and that loving choice will put you towards abundance, wealth, legacy, family. It will be something you've never experienced before, something you've never tried before, something that makes you feel dumb a little bit. And it's not dumb because you're dumb. It's dumb because you're new to experience something like this. You care so much about the outcome of it. You never allowed yourself to try it before. It's making me think of, say you make music and your lyrics, your songs feel so personal and such a representation of you and your emotions and a sense of vulnerability that you've never put it out there. You've never allowed someone to hear it before. But you trust that if you make a choice out of love, which is going towards your music career, even though you're terrified, you will get a sense of abundance from it. You'll become wealthy from it. You'll be able to provide for your family from it, right? And it doesn't just have to be music. That's just the example that came to mind. But doing the thing you love and loving the thing you do is what's going to make you wealthy. And even though you've never done it before, the feelings you have towards it, the attention you give it, the way you want to explore it, the way you're excited to experience it is what makes you worthy of this opportunity. Is what makes you destined and designated for this opportunity. You, though, are under the impression that this opportunity requires you to walk away from everything you love. This opportunity requires you to walk away from the familiar, to abandon your normal. And to some degree it does, which is the Fool energy. The Fool is about a new, unexpected beginning. But that's required to get you in the position of somewhere you've never been before. Like, how do you expect to be a millionaire or be wealthy or be abundant or have your song on the radio or have Gordon Ramsay taste your meal if you don't put yourselves in positions that are away from your normal? Excuse me. This right here makes me think of a plunger. I've never seen this card like this, but it looks like a plunger, and you're trying to get all the shit out the way, right? So that you can have a better flow. And that's you. You're trying to get all the shit out of the way, all of the anxiety, all the fears, all the nightmares, all the narratives that say you're not enough or people won't enjoy you or anything like that. And for some of you, you feel as though you have to, again, abandon your family for this opportunity. And it's not that you're abandoning your family. It's kind of like you're standing on your own 2 feet. You're in a position where you have to try this on your own, but your family's going to come back around. Choosing to move with love shouldn't separate you from your family. And if they do, and if it does, they don't love you unconditionally. Okay, but that's a whole different conversation. That's not what we're focused on. We're focused on this opportunity or windfall. So you have to abandon the fear. You have to abandon the disconnect. You have to abandon the part of you that doesn't support your dream in order to be in a position where you are abundant, you are wealthy. You have to look at yourself and honor the parts of you that feel able, that feel enough, that feel worthy. Again, you wouldn't have this dream or this vision or this pool of execution if this wasn't exactly where you're supposed to be. Because this is about abundance, and this is about abundance. This is being able to provide for those you love. So even if you leave them temporarily, you will come back to them. There will be a happiness. You'll feel comfortable. You'll feel joy that you have a life well lived, right? And you're not someone who was just blind to your own experience and only in the conversations of other people's success. Like, you yourself will feel successful if you choose to invest in it, which comes back to the 7 of Pentacles, which comes back to this opportunity or windfall. And that's clarification, honestly. Opportunity or windfall, this is abundance. This is abundance. This is the windfall. This is the opportunity. You choosing yourself. You're choosing love. You're choosing to trust where you can take yourself, where your excitement, your confidence about this topic can lead you. And temporarily, yes, you may have to leave people behind. But that doesn't make you a bad person. And you do have to abandon, again, those narratives, those fears, those things that hold you back and keep you from a life that could be well lived. You have to figure out if you're investing in your mental, if you're investing in the narratives, if you're investing in the old stories, or if you're investing in love, if you're investing in moving forward, if you're investing in the truth. Because if not now, if you don't take this opportunity now, if you don't take steps towards making this a reality now, when will they have the opportunity again? When will Pile Carrot have this opportunity again? Winter, which is not too far off. If winter is like November, December. But, oh no, not November, because November is fall. So winter is like December, January, February. So basically the beginning of next year. If not now, you will not have this opportunity again until the beginning of next year. So if you're someone who is worried about abundance, making money, feeling comfortable, feeling safe, feeling like they can afford their rent, all right, start taking actions now. Make those loving actions now. Trust yourself to get it done, to bring the people in, to, trust your craft, trust your abilities now. Because if not now, this is going to be the beginning of next year's problem. Who wants to deal with this shit in the beginning of next year? Like, tell me more about the opportunity. We have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Exactly that. Integrating these new narratives, integrating these new routines, these new steps, every day trying to love yourself, or to taking steps towards demonstrating that love for yourself. Awakening, right? Because you have nightmares. That's trying to get to sleep. But it's a new awakening, a new wake up, an energetic upgrade, a new way of being, where it's like, oh, I might look stupid while I do this, while I try, while I figure out my fit and my formula, but I'm super down to do this. I'm super down to execute this because I actually love being here. I actually love to do this. And that's what you're focusing on. It's not how I look, or the fear and the anxiety, or what will people think, or what. Remember when I used to be the kid who had a lisp, so how do I look talking to other people? Or but you're awakening past all of that. It's a new way of being, and you're integrating the new version of you that you healed and you took time to cultivate. You didn't do all that work for nothing. You didn't do all that work to stay in the same place. You did all that work to feel safe about yourself, safe enough to be out in the world and still feel like you can accomplish things. And advice in regards to Pile Carrot. Advice for Pile Carrot. We have, I honor all my needs, my fears, and my desires. Okay? So I feel like the magic is magicking. But actually, I want one more card. This is my Rebel deck, and basically it has curse words on it. So let's curse. For Pile Carrot, what do we have? We have fuck. Shit is about to get real. Fuck. You need your people around you. Your people, your family. Like, if you're making moves out of love, then the loving members will move with you. And if they're not loving. And if they're not loving, why be a member? But this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye. Hello, Pile 4. Last but not least, we have Hammock taking a vacation physically or mentally. If not now, then when? So let's tap further in to see what's going down here. Honestly, compared to the other groups, I feel like your group is self-explanatory. If you don't take vacation now, if you don't take the time off now, if you don't use that PTO now, you're not going to have no time to later. And vacation doesn't have to be leaving the state and going somewhere else and, you know, planning this elaborate travel and trip. You could easily do a staycation at home and just focus on your mental health and recharging. All right. Tell me about Pile 4. Group Hammock. Ooh, King of Pentacles, which means you can afford it. Stop being stingy. Three of Wands. Some of you want to go home for the holidays. Not go home, but like go home for the vacation. Which is exactly what I said. Some of you want to travel. Some of you want to return home. Return home, I feel like that means visiting your parents, visiting your grandparents, and visiting your birth city. Something like that. We have the Tower. Oh, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles also came out for Pile 3. And I believe the Tower also came out for Pile 2. And King of Pentacles also came out for Pile 3. So if you were drawn to that. Yeah. Do I want one more card? I don't necessarily want one, but I'll take it, you know? Too many cards. Actually, no. I'm gonna shuffle a card that I didn't shuffle for anybody else. Which is this one right here. Because I just want another card. Okay. For Pile Hammock, tell me more about taking a vacation. Pile Hammock. Liar, be careful of someone sneaky. Which is funny because I was just thinking about relationships in my head. So maybe there's someone not reciprocating the proper energy. It could be taking a vacation from this love interest or distancing yourself from someone you don't think is being genuine within a connection. Okay, let's start at the beginning because... And then at the bottom of the deck, we have move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. Okay, so I don't know what message that needed to be creeping in for someone. And then I just seen my deck here on the side, and I seen one card already flipped over, which is super odd, and it's the children card. So maybe they're being childish. Maybe they're lying about having children. Oh, yo, I did not expect this pile. I did not expect this energy from this pile, but let's start at the beginning. Okay, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Basically, you can afford to take this vacation. You also can afford to provide for other people, so you are definitely wealthy. I feel as though you might have a pet, or you could have children, and that's why you're maybe like, oh, I don't want to have to pay for all 3 of the kids. Like, I don't want all of us to have to take a vacation. I feel like you could be a workaholic. And it's time for you to travel away from what you think is, like, I heard time is money. I can't go on a vacation. Time is money. And it's like, you have to get your priorities in order and figure out what you really are meant to invest in. And you're meant to invest in love. And you're meant to invest in your children. Now that I'm thinking about it, you don't have to take your children on this full-fledged Disney vacation when they're only 4 years old. I'm not telling you to fly with your kids to Paris because you really want to go. But I feel like with liars, someone lied to you about the value of love or family or closeness or connection or something of the sort, right? With your love life is being affected by children, you could not have children. You could have childhood trauma. And in your childhood, people made you think time is money. And it's almost like they lied to you about the value of love. Think about it. You were a child who wished your parent would come home and stop focusing so much time on money. And you were a loved one that felt kind of left behind or swept under the rug or disregarded. So how can you grow up and turn into your parents, or you grow up and you become the person that made you feel like crap? So it's saying you have to take a vacation now from your job, from your routine, from your familiar, and kind of return home or return to your roots, return to the foundation, and recognize where you invest your time, especially when it comes to love. It's also making me think of how people say money doesn't buy happiness, and you're like, yeah, I doubt that. And you get all this money and now you're in a position where you're able to provide for others, but your house is empty. Like, you have an amazing house, an amazing car, and you feel stable, and there's food in your fridge, but there's no one to share it with. There's no one laughing at your jokes. There's no, and maybe you've done it for so long, you are in a position where you're like, I don't need those things. And it's like, no, you fucking do. You really fucking do. Be careful if you're even lying to yourself. I was not expecting that at all. I feel like I have to pull more cards for this group. Like, I don't want to just leave it there. We'll go with this one. Tell me more about Pile Hammock. Tell me more about Pile Hammock. Too many cards. But we did try to pop out. What tried to pop out was ancestral patterns. It said healing, rewriting the future, breaking ancestral chains, which would go back to childhood trauma energy. Just because your parents or someone you looked up to demonstrated a role of a workaholic doesn't mean you have to carry that same burden. We have mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Yeah, if you're triggered by daddy, can you come play with us? Don't you see I'm working? Like, I don't know. I do not know. Clarify this Ace of Cups for me. Is it familial? Is it romantical? Like, what's going on with this? Who are we taking a vacation with? We have moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. This makes me think, remember I said you have a home, you're able to afford other people, but your house is empty, and then this says moving in with your partner. I feel like you're going to have a revelation where you're like, oh, let me figure out what I'm really trying to invest in, and I'm trying to invest in this relationship. So I'm going to take a step and let them move in with me. Or, if you are doing a staycation, you just let your partner move in with you for a week. So it's kind of like y'all went somewhere, but you didn't go anywhere. They just went somewhere, but it's still taking a break. clarify this taking a vacation energy. I also didn't pull this for anyone else. Okay, we have the Green Man, Nature Connection Source, number 13. Yeah, you're trying to honor that connection. I think, you know, hopefully I triggered something, right? I triggered you to reflect on where you've been going, what direction you're going in. And you're like, yeah, things got to move in a better way. I need to lead with my heart, lead with love, lead with this connection, lead with the way my heart feels. Like, I feel like you have new feelings brewing that you haven't felt in so long, and it's because you haven't invested in this energy, you haven't invested in connection and community, and you're trying to get to the source, which is back to that childhood trauma, because you're like, I don't want to leak out these things that I've built upon my life, these lies that I've been told, invested, leaking out onto my relationship. I don't want this childhood trauma to trigger what could really be, what could really grow. Like, maybe you've been waiting for things to click into place with this person and you're wondering what the setback is. And this is what that disconnect has been. And then we have, for some reason, at the top of the deck, I am my own healer. And you're healing from the childhood trauma. You're getting out of this darkness and finding your own light, which actually completely makes sense. But since I didn't shuffle it myself, give me one more for Pile Hammock. Too many cards. For Pile Hammock. Pile 4. I don't remember what pile we're on, okay? I think 3 and 1 is 4, so I think we're on pile 4. Okay, your advice is, as I release the past, the childhood trauma, the lies of your parents, okay? As I release the past, I awaken to possibility. As I release the past, I don't like how I said possibility. I awaken to possibility and allow my true essence to be revealed. Right? Because you're not this Scrooge workaholic who's hoarding all your money. You have like these loving nephews and these loving people who want to experience life with you. Oh, and then I do have this one deck called the Rebel deck, and it has curse words in it. I feel like cursing. Oh, let's see what it brings. For Pile Hammock, what do we have? We have they broke your heart. Fuck them, right? Your parents broke your heart. They didn't instill you with the necessary attention or loving energy or whatever. They put money on a pedestal and made you think that that was your focus, that was your narrative, and that was your North Star. But you are going to heal from their lies. You're going to heal from the past, and you're going to recognize what triggers you. You're going to move in a different direction, and you're going to connect with love. You're going to invest in love. Because that's all you really ever wanted. So, I almost forgot what the main part of everything was. If not now, then when? If you're not taking a vacation physically or mentally now, when will be the next chance to do so? Too many cards. If not now, then when? For Pile Hammock. If not now, then not all the way till March. So, if you're willing to put your potential relationship on the shelf until March, on ice until March, that's risky business, but that is your business. And this is what I have for you. Until next time, bye.